This is the first time I'm doing one of my statement videos in English, and I think this time I have to do it in English so that more people will be informed, and more people must be informed about what is happening right now in Iran. So I'm sorry for my English. I'm not able to express myself in English the way I can in German. Farsi is my second best language, so I have to do it in English this time. I do a lot of mistakes while speaking English, and I'm sorry for that. I wish I could do it in a more decent way, but I think important is that people understand what I'm saying, and not only German people, my German followers, but people from all over the world. And my fellow Iranians who have asked me to do so and to do a video in English. So right now we have a situation in Iran. It's going on for years and for decades, but right now we are at the point where the situation is no longer tolerable for the people of Iran. It's at a horrible point. People are getting killed. People are getting killed in Iran every year, especially people who are of the opposition, or are of an opposite opinion to the government. People, especially who are very engaged into politics, or journalists or artists like myself who are against this government. They are under tremendous pressure in Iran, tremendous pressure in Iran. They are being imprisoned, they are being tortured, they are being killed. On the other hand, Iran is a beautiful country, a beautiful country with very potential people, with a great history in poetry, in literature, in art, and which I'm personally very proud of. Iranians are very courageous. They're right now on the streets of Iran. Again, I saw videos, and I have posted one of these videos 2 years ago, where women in Iran go on the streets, take off their hijab, because the hijab in Iran is by force, you know, and I'm always defending Muslims all over the world, especially here in Germany. I was invited to a lot of political panels where I said that Muslims are under pressure, and people are prejudiced against Muslims, and don't just let them live the beauty of their religion, that like there's beauty in the Jewish religion, and beauty in the Christian religion, and also beauty in people who are maybe not religious at all, and they have their own beliefs and their own spirituality, or people who say, no, I don't have anything of that all. I'm always a person who will fight for the rights of every kind of belief, non-belief, or whatever you want to do and think, as long as you want to do it for yourself and you're not forcing it on others. And because this is what's happening in Iran, that unfortunately religion and the political system is not separately lived and separately handled, but it's one. And they say, and to me, this is not even the real Islam, to me, to what I think the beauty in every religion is, but they call themselves a Islamic government, and they say Islam is law. But I think what they are doing right now, this is not human, and this is not religious, to kill people and to force people to live the way you want them to live. And of course, there may be Iranians who agree with them and say, I want to live like this, or I want the society to be like this, or who maybe say, hey, other governments have flaws too. Other governments are full of shit too. I'm sorry for my French. I think this is the expression, right? Sorry for my French. That's what they say. But whatever. But yeah, of course, I'm also a person who criticizes the German government, the American government, their economic manipulation of the world, that it's actually, they always have one puppet, but the economy is the power behind it, and forces or puts their strategic chess playing the way they want to keep poorer people poor and to be able to have power on them and force them. And the health system, for instance, in America is like crazy, like people get sick and are not afford to pay. Okay, I'm criticizing every country who has this system, and every country has these kind of ways, and we have to fight for that. We people have fight for that. I think it's even in human nature that we have this dark side to want to have power and want to like grow our profit. And okay, but then you're at a point like in Iran right now where the situation is going crazy and people have no air to breathe, no bread to feed their children. And back to the woman I was talking about. So I'm proud on the courageous woman of Iran, and also the man who right now, like I saw this video and I posted this 2 years ago, women are going on the streets, taking off their hijab, even though it's by force in Iran, you have to wear it. And they're taking off the hijab and saying, I don't want to wear it. And they say it in a peaceful way, with no violence, with no aggression, but just say, I don't want to wear that. And I'm also proud on the Muslim women who are standing beside these women and saying, you know, I'm a Muslim. I want to wear that hijab maybe, but I'm going to fight for your freedom. I'm going to fight for your right to take it off, because this is freedom. This is the true meaning of freedom, to fight for the right of another to live their beliefs, even though maybe their belief is different to your own belief. So right now, Iran, the government of Iran is legitimizing, is that the right word? They're legitimizing their actions by saying that they're so isolated financially by other countries, by powerful countries like the Americans or the allies of the Americans and whatever. They're powerful and they're isolating them financially. So they're saying it's not our fault. We are so under pressure. I think there is even a name for the American strategy right now. It's called maximum pressure on the Iranian government. So the Iranian government takes this as an excuse to say, yes, we're under pressure, we cannot do anything, we have to maintain our power here, like every country wants to maintain their power, while we are not allowed to maintain our power. But what they do is like they're putting this pressure now on the people. They have raised the gas prices so highly, like 3 times, 4 times what it was before. People have no money to use their cars. And in Iran, I have to say that before people, there will always be a person who says, why don't they use bikes? The problem is Iran has not the infrastructure. It has not the system of like the public transport system is not like maybe you know it from another country. And also Iran is a huge country, and the poor people and the majority of the people are not even able to do their daily jobs, to do their simple daily jobs without their cars. The whole nation is very dependent on cars, which is a total different issue, like climate-wise. This is a total other point to talk about and to find solutions for. But right now we have the situation in Iran that people are not able to feed their kids. They're not able to do their everyday jobs. The Iranian government has some stupid excuses and saying, well, but we'll raise the gas price to maintain our power, but we're giving it back cash to the people. But there's no cash to the people. The milk price, the inflation has caused that vegetables, fruits, food is like 20 times the price before. People cannot buy food. People cannot, well, they are under tremendous pressure right now in Iran. And if they go on the streets and they riot and they try to say what they want to say, they being imprisoned, and then there's been said that, oh, so we had to do that because blah. But I mean, I don't have to tell you about the situation in Iran. And I know, to all my fellow Iranians, I know we don't all have the same political opinions. I know we have, even about the history in Iran, a lot of people say, you know, everything was great when we had the Shah. And then there are other people who say, no, at that time it was way better than now, but it was also wasn't perfect and we had no freedom of blah. So we have a lot of opinions and they all have legit reasons, and everybody, like my dad always says, everybody has one part of the truth. The truth is like one big broken mirror, and everybody has one piece of this broken mirror and says, I have the truth, but what you actually have is a piece of the truth. But I think right now the situation is so urgent that we have to unite. Whatever your personal political opinion is, whatever you think, I am this or I am that, and I think Iran should be this way or that way. We know that we have a beautiful country over there with people with different religious beliefs, with people with different ethnic backgrounds. We have, as I said, a lot of potential in Iran, and we have to help them in whatever way we can. And I think none of us wants a war in Iran. None of us wants civilians to be killed, so that the Americans use this as a excuse to say, okay, no, let's go into Iran. And I'm sorry for my, that's the country up, you know, I don't want to say it. And no, we don't want that. And I know I have critique for every government out there, I think, and there have been good politicians. I'm not a pessimist who says everybody is bad. You know, there have been good politicians also in America, but there also have been or are people who are very economically driven and who maybe don't care for the little man and don't care for equality of different beliefs and different religious backgrounds, and try to teach people to be not prejudiced and to not generalize people, Muslim people, Christian people, Jewish people, or people from different countries, Mexican people, whatever. Iran needs to be free. Iran needs to be free. Iran needs help, and hopefully not in a war. We don't want, I remember wars, horrible wars the last 20, 30 years, where in the end it was no help for the people. So we don't want a war, but we need help for the Iranian people now. And we need to stop them to treat people in this inhumanic, cruel way, and they need help. They need air to breathe. Thank you.